If you're a black teenager in the United States, your risk of drowning is far higher than for a white teen, 3 times higher, in fact. And if you look at just swimming pools, the disparity is truly shocking. Black children ages 10 to 14 years old drown in swimming pools at rates 7.6 times higher than their white peers. That is nearly 8 black children who drown for every 1 white child. Why is this happening? The reasons are rooted in racism and social inequality. But there is something that we can do about it. I'm Dr. Andrew Kiragu, and here are 3 reasons why black teens are more likely to drown and what can be done to change it. First, let's talk about how we got here. Number 1, institutional racism. In Kansas City, the Swope Park Pool was an oasis. 3,000 swimmers at a time could splash and play there. But until the early 1950s, the Swope Park Pool was open to you only if you were white. Kansas City's black children had to share a much smaller public pool. In 1951, 3 African American residents were denied admission to the Swope Park Pool. A court battle ensued. A judge ruled in the black residents' favor. In response, the city's Parks Board shut down the Swope Park Pool to everyone, black or white. The shutdown lasted 2 years. In 1954, the city reopened the pool to all, no matter their race. Attendance dropped, but the pool stayed open for decades to come. But that was not the case everywhere. In cities across the country, public pools that had been set aside for whites only shut down permanently rather than integrate. Children of color were made to feel unwelcome at public pools that did stay open, sometimes through violence. Generations of black children grew up without easy access to a pool. Because of this, many never learned to swim. Number 2, cultural norms. Being excluded from swimming pools and swimming lessons became a part of normal life in many black communities, especially in urban areas. Because many parents didn't know how to swim and often felt unwelcome, they avoided pools. Some parents even developed a fear of the water and passed that fear on to their children. One study by the USA Swimming Foundation showed that if parents don't know how to swim, there is only a 13% chance that their children will learn to swim. Number 3, financial barriers. Having a swimming pool at home is expensive. The same is true for a community. Financial resources are needed to build pools and keep them open. Today, communities with a lack of historical investment do not have access to swimming pools in the same way that wealthy neighborhoods do, and paying for swimming lessons can be seen as a luxury for low-income families who may have priorities that are more urgent. This has disproportionately affected minority communities. Those are some of the reasons why black teens wind up not knowing how to swim at the same rates white teens do. And not being a good swimmer is one of the biggest risk factors for drowning, especially as children become teens and have less supervision, and as some start engaging in riskier behaviors. So, what can be done to prevent these deaths? The solutions start at home, but pediatricians, communities, and policymakers need to take action too. Solution number 1, swimming lessons for more children. Right now, making sure children learn to swim is largely the responsibility of parents. But there are ways to help, and locally based organizations should take the lead because they are most familiar with the communities they serve. A recent program in Washington State called Everyone Swims laid out a framework for partnerships that might work elsewhere. Community health clinics teamed up with public swimming pools and beaches. By working together, they could evaluate the swimming abilities of many more children and help families make swimming lessons a reality. Part of the barrier is financial, and there are resources out there. Public pools, along with some branches of the YMCA and the Red Cross, offer scholarships to qualifying families so children can learn to swim. But finding out about those programs can be the biggest challenge. Partnerships like Everyone Swims help spread the word. Clinics and other community organizations should present learning to swim as an important life skill and one that can be a fun way to get exercise. Solution number 2, water safety and safe rescue skills. More than just learning to swim, children, teens, and adults need to learn how to stay safe around the water. Why drinking alcohol or using drugs and swimming is so dangerous, when to use a personal flotation device, and how to help if you see someone else drowning without putting yourself at risk. Teens and parents should learn CPR and when to use it. That's why taking a water safety class is so important. You learn these life-saving skills and you're never too old to sign up. Solution number 3, more access to public pools with lifeguards. The United States has a history of filling in and closing public swimming pools in urban communities. It is a legacy that needs to be turned around. Having more public pools means more children have a safe place to learn to swim, exercise, and have fun. And who wouldn't want that? Communities need to make building and maintaining public swimming pools a priority when developing parks and urban environments. And they need to keep those pools staffed with qualified lifeguards so that they can stay open. Whenever any child or teenager drowns, it is a horrible tragedy. In Black communities, it's happening at rates that far outpace other groups. Remember, drowning rates for Black children in some age groups are more than 7 times higher than for white children. That is just not right. The reasons why are complex, but the solutions don't have to be. We have to look at swimming as a basic life skill, like learning to read. Because it is. Swimming is a skill that can save your life or the life of your child. It is something everyone needs to learn.